Gatewalker, the gates of prosperity are opening for you now, and a future of greater financial stability, clarity, and sustained abundance is beginning to take shape in your life. This is a turning point where pressure slowly releases, where confusion loses its grip, and where your relationship with wealth begins to transform into something calmer, wiser, and more aligned with who you are becoming. Gatewalker, if you are here, it is not by chance. Your presence at this moment is already a sign that your financial path is shifting away from struggle and toward balance. The season ahead carries fewer sudden losses, fewer anxious decisions, and more moments of quiet confidence. Money begins to feel less like something you chase, and more like something that learns to stay. This is not a promise of excess. It is a prophecy of flow. The prosperity gate responds when awareness reaches the right frequency. And right now, your awareness is changing. You are beginning to see more clearly what supports you and what drains you. You are starting to recognize patterns that once repeated without question. And as that recognition deepens, the gate begins to open. In the coming months, you will notice that your financial decisions feel different. Less rushed, less emotional, less reactive. There will be moments when you pause naturally, where before you would have acted without thinking. And in those pauses, clarity will appear. That clarity is not accidental. It is the signal that the flow is reorganizing around you. Gatewalker, hear this clearly. Your future wealth does not arrive through force, risk, or desperation. It arrives through alignment, through respect for what enters your life, and wisdom in what leaves it. What is forming now is not sudden fortune, but lasting stability, the kind of prosperity that remains because it is understood. The prosperity gate does not answer noise. It answers presence. And right now you are present. As the gate responds, subtle changes begin unfolding beneath the surface. Opportunities become easier to recognize. Resources feel less hidden. Support appears in quieter forms. You may not see dramatic shifts overnight, but you will feel something important. The sense that you are no longer constantly recovering, no longer endlessly repairing. A steadier rhythm begins to guide your financial life. This is a forecast of fewer emergencies, a forecast of calmer planning, a forecast of money moving with intention instead of urgency. Gatewalker, the flow that is activating now is teaching you how to hold wealth without fear, how to receive without guilt, how to preserve without scarcity. And as you learn these lessons, the gate remains open longer, responding more easily, more consistently, more gently. Stay here. Remain aware, because the prosperity gate has heard you. And this is only the beginning of what is unfolding. Gatewalker, before you move any further, allow yourself to arrive fully in this moment. The prosperity gate responds not to haste, but to presence. And presence begins with stillness. Take a slow breath now. Not forced, not deep for performance, just gentle and intentional. As the breath enters, imagine it carrying light. As it leaves, imagine it releasing tension you no longer need to hold. The noise of urgency begins to soften. The constant pressure to hurry, to catch up, to prove something, begins to dissolve. Gatewalker, you are not behind. You are aligning. Feel your body settle into a calmer rhythm. Your shoulders loosen. Your jaw relaxes. Your thoughts slow just enough for clarity to enter. This is the state the prosperity gate recognizes. Alignment is not effort. Alignment is allowance. As you breathe, imagine a quiet field of energy forming around you. Not bright, not dramatic, stable, grounded, clear. Within this field, your relationship with money begins to shift. Not through action yet, but through awareness. You begin to sense which directions feel open, and which feel heavy, which choices expand your energy, and which quietly drain it. This awareness is the preparation. This is how the Gatewalker enters. The prosperity gate does not open to those who demand. It opens to those who listen. Listen now to the subtle signals within you. The instinct that says, slow down. The quiet pull toward clarity. The gentle resistance when something no longer aligns. These signals have always been present. But now, you are calm enough to hear them. Gatewalker, this is where your financial future begins to stabilize. Not when you do more, but when you stop leaking energy into directions that do not serve you. As this realization settles, imagine a soft golden light beginning to appear in front of you. It does not rush forward. It waits. It responds only as you remain present. This light represents order returning to your financial life. Structure without rigidity. Flow without chaos. Movement without fear. Every breath you take in this moment strengthens your alignment with that order. Every exhale releases an old pattern of reaction. Scarcity loosens its grip. Urgency loses its voice. You are not here to force wealth into your life. You are here to become a place where it can remain. Gatewalker, this preparation matters. Because what comes next is not symbolic. It is responsive. The prosperity gate is sensitive to awareness. And right now your awareness is steady. Stay with this feeling. Do not rush ahead. The gate opens in its own time, and it opens wider for those who arrive calmly. Gatewalker, now that you have arrived, now that your awareness is steady and your energy is no longer scattered, something important begins to happen. The prosperity gate responds. Not suddenly, not explosively, but with intelligence. This gate has never been locked. It has always been responsive. It listens for coherence. It listens for clarity. It listens for the moment when intention and awareness finally align. And that moment is forming now. As the prosperity gate responds, you may not hear a sound, but you will feel a shift, a subtle reordering, a quiet sense that things are beginning to move differently. This is the moment when paths that once felt blocked start loosening. Not because obstacles disappear, but because your relationship with them changes. Gatewalker, the flow of wealth does not begin outside of you. It begins as recognition. You start to notice where energy circulates easily in your life. You begin to sense which efforts feel natural and which feel forced. You recognize where your attention creates value and where it drains it. This recognition is the response. The prosperity gate is not impressed by ambition. It is activated by understanding. As you stand here, aware and present, the gate begins to adjust its opening to match your capacity to receive and sustain. It does not overwhelm you. It does not rush you. It opens only as wide as stability allows. This is why the new flow forming around you feels calmer, more grounded, more deliberate. Gatewalker, hear this clearly. The wealth aligning with you now is not chaotic. It is not volatile. It is not here to test you. It is here to stay, because it is arriving at the speed of your awareness. As the gate responds, you may notice subtle changes in how you think about money. Less emotional charge. Less fear. Less urgency. You begin to see it as a form of energy that moves according to respect, not desperation. This shift is powerful, because when wealth is no longer feared, it no longer flees. When it is no longer worshipped, it no longer controls. When it is understood, it cooperates. The prosperity gate responds by reorganizing flow. Income aligns with clarity. Resources align with intention. Opportunities align with readiness. Nothing is forced. Everything is calibrated. Gatewalker, this is the moment when unexpected blessings begin to approach quietly. Not as miracles, but as natural consequences of alignment. Conversations that open doors. Decisions that prevent losses. Timing that feels supportive instead of hostile. These are signs of response. You are not being tested. You are being trusted. The gate senses that you are ready to hold prosperity with awareness. To protect it without fear. To allow it to circulate without attachment. This is why the flow begins now. Stay present in this awareness. Do not rush ahead of it. The gate continues to respond as long as alignment remains. And as this response deepens, something else begins to form, a wisdom about how to honor the flow once it arrives. Gatewalker, when the flow begins to move, it brings more than resources. It brings instruction. The prosperity gate does not open simply to deliver abundance. It opens to teach you how to honor it. This is where many paths diverge. Some receive, but do not understand. Others understand, and therefore continue to receive. As the new flow of wealth activates around you, a quiet wisdom begins to surface. It does not arrive as rules or commands. It arrives as subtle knowing, gentle signals that guide you toward balance. You begin to sense the importance of honoring what comes in, not rushing past it, not taking it for granted, but acknowledging each movement of flow with awareness. When something enters your life, support, opportunity, resource, you feel a natural instinct to notice it, to respect it, to recognize that every flow responds to attention. This awareness stabilizes the gate. At the same time, another understanding forms, the need to protect what leaves. Not through restriction, but through intention. You become more selective with where your energy goes. You feel when something drains you unnecessarily. You recognize when an exchange is unbalanced. And instead of forcing yourself through it, you pause. This pause is wisdom. Gatewalker, the flow weakens when energy leaks without awareness. and it strengthens when movement is intentional. As this wisdom deepens, you begin to preserve a portion of every blessing. Not out of fear, but out of respect. You understand that holding space for the future allows the flow to continue without interruption. Preservation is not hoarding. It is honoring continuity. Another insight emerges quietly: the importance of clarity before planting. You feel less drawn to scatter your energy, less tempted to follow what you do not understand. You begin to sense that abundance grows best where understanding already exists. So you plant only where the ground feels clear. You move only where alignment is present. You wait when clarity has not yet formed. Gatewalker, this patience is not delay. It is intelligence. As the prosperity gate observes this shift, it responds by widening the flow. Not dramatically, but consistently. The rhythm becomes reliable. The movement becomes predictable in the best way. You are learning how to walk with wealth instead of chasing it. And something else begins to happen. You start to open new channels, not by force, but by awareness. You notice possibilities that once felt invisible. You recognize value in places you once overlooked. These new channels do not exhaust you. They feel natural, almost obvious. This is how the universe expands flow. Through recognition, not strain. Gatewalker, this wisdom is not separate from prosperity. It is the reason prosperity remains. The gate continues to respond because you are no longer asking blindly. You are listening. You are honoring the movement. You are becoming someone who can sustain the flow without losing balance. And as this understanding settles, the experience shifts from knowledge to embodiment. Gatewalker, now the movement shifts inward. Because true alignment is not something you chase outside of yourself. It is something you allow to settle within. As the flow responds and wisdom takes shape, an inner recalibration begins. Quiet, subtle, powerful. You may not notice it immediately, but it is there, a gentle restructuring of how you see yourself in relation to abundance. This is where the prosperity gate stabilizes its opening. You begin to feel more grounded in your financial identity. Less reactive. Less defined by past mistakes or old limitations. The stories you once told yourself about money start to lose their emotional charge. They soften. They loosen. They no longer dictate your future. Gatewalker, this is alignment. You are no longer trying to convince yourself that abundance is possible. You are beginning to feel that it is natural. In this state, certain truths can be spoken, not loudly, not forcefully, but gently, so they can take root. You may notice these words forming quietly within you. I am aligned with the flow of prosperity. I welcome clarity in every exchange. I honor what enters my life, and I respect what leaves it. I allow abundance to unfold at a pace that supports stability. I am present, and the prosperity gate responds. I move with intention, and the flow moves with me. I trust my awareness to guide me toward balance. I am becoming someone who can sustain wealth with calm and clarity. Let these words settle. They are not wishes. They are recognitions. Gatewalker, when alignment is internal, the external world responds naturally. There is less resistance, less friction, less need to prove or rush. You begin to feel supported by timing instead of pressured by it. This is why the prosperity gate remains open. Because you are no longer asking from lack. You are receiving from alignment. As this inner state stabilizes, you may feel a quiet confidence forming. Not excitement, not urgency, but certainty. The kind that does not need validation. The kind that allows wealth to approach without fear of loss. This is the frequency the gate recognizes most clearly. Stay with this feeling for a moment. Let it anchor. And Gatewalker, if this moment has brought you clarity, if it has helped you feel more aligned, more calm, more open to the flow unfolding in your life, take a second now to like this video. It helps this message reach other Gatewalkers who may be standing before the same threshold. And if you have not yet done so, check that you are subscribed to this channel. This gate remains open, and returning here keeps you aligned with its rhythm. Gatewalker, now that alignment has settled within you, the vision begins. This is not imagination for escape. This is perception for integration. Allow your awareness to soften, just enough to see without effort. Before you, a gate appears. Not suddenly, not dramatically. It has always been there. The prosperity gate stands tall and calm, formed not of metal or stone, but of living light. A golden glow moves across its surface, slow and rhythmic, as if the gate itself is breathing. It does not intimidate. It does not rush you. It waits. This gate responds only to presence. As you stand before it, notice how it reacts. The light becomes warmer. The glow steadies. The gate recognizes you not by name, not by history, but by awareness. Gatewalker, feel what happens in your body as you approach. There is no tension, no resistance, only a quiet sense of readiness. Each step you take is unforced. Each movement is intentional. With every step forward, the gate begins to open, not all at once, but in perfect proportion to your calm. This is how prosperity unfolds when it is aligned. It does not overwhelm. It expands as you expand. As the opening widens, a gentle stream of golden light flows outward. It does not pull you in. It invites you. This light represents clarity returning to your financial life. Order replacing chaos. Flow replacing stagnation. Gatewalker, step through. As you cross the threshold, feel the shift. The air feels lighter. The space feels stable. You sense a future where money no longer dominates your thoughts, but supports your path. A future where resources move with purpose, not panic. Inside the gate, there is no excess noise. No urgency. Only movement with meaning. You notice pathways forming ahead of you. Some are familiar but clearer. Others are new but calm. None feel dangerous. None feel forced. Each path responds as you observe it, revealing more detail as your awareness remains steady. This is how the prosperity gate teaches you to move forward. One conscious step at a time. Gatewalker, notice how the light responds to your focus. When your attention is scattered, it dims slightly. When you are present, it brightens. This is the lesson being anchored now. Prosperity follows awareness. You are not meant to run through this space. You are meant to walk it. As you continue, you feel a growing sense of trust, not blind trust, but informed trust. The kind that comes from clarity. The kind that allows you to move forward without fear of collapse. This vision is not separate from your life. It is training your perception. Every time you return to this awareness, the gate becomes easier to enter. The flow becomes more familiar. The movement becomes more natural. Gatewalker, you are learning how to carry this state with you. Beyond this moment, beyond this video, into your decisions, into your exchanges, into your future. The prosperity gate remains open because you now know how to approach it. And as you settle into this knowing, one final message prepares to reveal itself. A closing that seals what has been opened. Gatewalker, you have reached the closing of this passage, but not the end of the journey. What is opened here does not close when the sound fades. It continues where awareness remains. The prosperity gate does not disappear behind you. It stays present because you have changed how you approach it. From this moment forward, your financial path is no longer guided by urgency, fear, or confusion. It is guided by clarity, by rhythm, by respect for flow. You may not see dramatic signs immediately, but you will feel something unmistakable. A calmer relationship with money, a steadier confidence in your decisions, and a growing sense that you are no longer moving blindly. This is the prophecy that now rests with you. In the time ahead, you will recognize opportunities more easily. Not because there are more of them, but because your perception is clearer. You will avoid drains that once felt unavoidable. You will pause where you once rushed. And those pauses will protect more than they delay. Gatewalker, this is how prosperity matures. Not through force, but through understanding. The gate responds because you listen. The flow continues because you honor it. The path stabilizes because you walk it consciously. Whenever doubt returns, remember this moment. Remember the feeling of alignment. Remember that the gate did not open because you demanded it. It opened because you were ready to meet it calmly. And know this. The prosperity gate is not a place you visit once. It is a state you return to. Each time with more clarity. Each time with less resistance. Each time with deeper trust. Gatewalker, if this experience has opened your eyes, if it has helped you see your financial path with more calm and awareness, take a moment now to like this video. Let that signal extend the flow to others who may be standing before the same threshold. And share your experience. Comment below the most valuable lesson you have taken from this journey through the gate. Your words may become part of someone else's awakening. Also, check if you are already subscribed to this channel. Staying connected keeps you aligned with the rhythm of the prosperity gate whenever you need clarity, grounding, or direction. The ritual is complete. The gate remains open. And the prophecy is this. The moment you chose awareness, prosperity began to walk toward you.